Hi, I'm Lisa Keeter, and I work in school data services for Dee Dee. You may have been looking for your data health check report recently and couldn't find it. It was retired last October and has been replaced by data validation reports. So what I'm going to show you today is basically how to get data you've gotten before, but you can also divvy this up and let other people help you. Data health check was you had the whole report and you ran it and you got every report. Data validation breaks it up and lets you have other people help you, which is always a good thing. This data health check checklist on the campus community will walk you through all the tool rights, gives videos and links about the different tools, but we're going to look at it here quickly today. Our data validation rules, there's a set published by campus that are matched all the data health check items that were there before, and there's also baselines rules available. KDE can publish rules, and if we publish rules, the data can be run against state edition as well as against your district database for comparison. This is Campus Data Suite Premium product. We have it in Kentucky for these data health check validations, but if you've purchased Data Suite, you would have more access. For most of us, it's going to be a read-only thing. Data validation groups is one of the menus, and Campus has published these set of rules that mimic what was on the data health check. You will be able to go in and associate a user group security group with these validation groups to allow users to run the reports. And you can also create new groups and combine rules in different ways if there's something that works better for you. The data validation reports is where the rubber meets the road and where you actually run the reports and generate them. If you have the student information system security role, you automatically have access to those groups I showed a minute ago. You'll be able to run those reports. But to help to let others in your district work with them, we're going to show you how to set it up for them. And I've already mentioned that if we have state-owned validations, it can be submitted to run against state edition database. And there's two different output formats, HTML and CSV, whichever one works best for you. Tool rights are fairly simple, but users must have access to validation groups and the data validation report to be able to generate a report. From here, I am going to share my screen and show you actual data validations. And I am logged in right now as a system admin. So I have full access to the published groups. I'm seeing some batch results that I submitted to batch here available in my process messages, but let's go into the tool. I'm going to use the new look tool search to find validation, and there's 3 results coming. Well, there's some more, but the ones I want are these validation rules groups and data validation reports. We're going to go to rules. This lets me see the rules that are published. These with the ones on them are new today, or new when I logged in, so I don't know if Campus has published some more. But these that you're used to on data health check are these active students and households by themselves, students who don't have a guardian. Let's look at this rule. When I open it, I can't change anything. It's read only here. The only thing I can change is adding a tag to help me sort things, but I can see a description of what this is going to do. It's going to pretty self-explanatory. The name was fairly useful, but it clarifies that there's current date and there's no relationship to any other person marked as guardian, and it will only show 1 row per enrollment. It is also attached, I mentioned baseline earlier. It's attached to that active student baseline. So when I run a preview, which let me make my window a little bigger so you can see the preview, because it's attached to the baseline of active students, we only have 4 kids without a guardian, but we have 318 total in the school that I'm running this report for. So it's able to calculate that percentage rate and just give us a little bit of an idea how much of a problem this is quickly. We get our details down here. I am in a scrambled site, so this is not real students' information. But here are some students that don't have a guardian, so you can use that to go back and do more information to work through those errors. I'm going to go back, I'm going to use my data validation breadcrumbs right here. And here's my list of everything that is related to data validation. I'm going to switch to the groups because I told you have to give others access here to be able to let them help you instead of just sysadmins doing all the work. One thing I really like about this, these boxes up here help me filter and find what I want to work with. I can filter down to state-owned, state published validation groups. I can go to district, which I don't have any right now. I can go to system. These rules that we had the list of before are the ones I want to look at here. I have added already my principals and my superintendents to my behavior rules. I've added my elementary counselors and my high school counselors to scheduling groups. Of course, these are the group names I use, and your user groups will vary depending on what you are doing. But here I also have the ability, let's go into our, well, I'd already done it on scheduling rules. I've already done what I wanted to do in my demo, which is I went down. When I open one of these up, it shows me all the rules that are going to run. It shows me what level of severity each one of them is considered. And then this user groups is how I added other user security groups so that they will have access. I can preview it here, but we're not going to take the time right now. I did say this tool is kind of read-only, but you do have the ability in validation groups to go in and say new, add a name, a description, and pick the rules that you want to run together besides what campus created, but you are picking from their rules. So if I want to do a household, I want to specifically just do household rules. So I'm going to type in household here. When I either hit enter or the magnifying glass, it will filter down to household related rules. I can expand to see more about the rule. Is it associated, what kind of rule, what kind of data source it's running against? Some of them are ad hoc, some of them are SQL queries. But to add it into my list in this group, I just click it and it adds in here. I can reorder them as to how they're going to show up on the report. But most importantly, I can add my census group so that they'll be able to run this report. If I create a group in the district, nobody automatically has access. Only the people on this user group list or members of these user groups will be able to run it. Sysadmins, I'm in a staging site, so it's been acting weird and giving me some weird errors. So we're not going to worry about that. We're just gonna go on and leave out of here. We are going to go to where we really run the reports. This has all been set up so far. Because I'm a system admin, I can look here and I see all the system-owned published ones from campus, which these numbered ones are new. But here's the behavior rules list. If that's what I want to check, I can generate now. I can submit it to batch. I can pick the format of HTML or CSV. I know a lot of people like CSV so that they can keep track of the errors and put notes in that CSV file. This one's really not a problem and why, that kind of thing. One thing that I think is really cool about the submit to batch queue, you can schedule it. So right here, I can specify the date and time I want it to run. So if I know I've got people cleaning up data through Friday at 5 o'clock, so I want to run this Saturday, I can pick Saturday and run it at 11 a.m. Saturday morning, set that, and when I submit it to batch, down here at the bottom where I've got my generate button, it'll wait till Saturday to run. So I don't have to be there right away. And it'll show up in I can come back here and look at the batch queue. These are ones I've run before. And as we noticed when we came into the messages, just like your other process alerts, your batch reports will show up here. And I'm out of time. So I am going I don't know if we've had any questions about this. Dee Dee, if we got any questions we need to answer?
No, I think we're good. We haven't had any questions come in.
Okay.
Good information. Thank you for sharing.